So you have really interesting and different filmmaking techniques. I was just wondering what you found were the rewards and the challenges of those techniques.
Do I have that? I don't see them as that unique. I really haven't invented anything in particular. It's all stolen from other people. As far as making a film in a very spontaneous way, you know, again, like loads of people have done it before me, probably much better than me. But I think the benefits of it is that spontaneity, is that you're searching for life. You're searching for surprises and for mistakes and for the kind of mess of life. The down parts of it is that you work really, really hard. You don't know what's going on and everyone's shouting at you all the time. That's usually a down part. When people start screaming at you is not nice. Yeah.
So what were the sort of seeds of the idea that you went in with? What were your inspirations and what guidelines did you have for where you wanted to go with the story?
The seeds, you know, it's difficult to work out the seeds of something. It's, you know, it's kind of, there's all kinds of answers for that. But I think the seeds were probably sown when I was editing a short film that I'd made, and I was going through a really miserable period. Like, I was so miserable. And a very, very, very dear friend of mine was working near me in a call center. And we had lunch. We would have lunch every day. And we would go and get like a wrap, and then we'd sit on a bench in Soho Square and drink coffee and moan and make each other laugh about how miserable our lives were. And then that period sort of passed, and we were both less miserable. I was considerably less miserable. But one day I woke up and I just thought, oh, wouldn't it be funny to try and make something about that feeling of going, what the hell am I doing in London? And my life is going nowhere, and I don't know what to do. And some of the stories that my friend had told me sort of, I don't know, they congealed into some fantasy that I had in my mind, and I started thinking about this stand-up comedian who was sort of sexually ambiguous and was drifting through London searching for something, and so I just started sort of writing a story about that. And then I knew I didn't want to have a script, and so I had this story or themes and characters and ideas, and then I came to the producers, and for some God knows reason why they decided to go along with it. And so we started casting in relation to those pieces that I had and these ideas. And then from that, we kind of started rehearsing, and each actor had to pick a part of the story that they related to, and then on and on and on.
And when did you start to feel that the story was coming together into something? Was it during shooting, or was it more during editing? Sort of when did you get that sense that it was complete, that you had something there that you could stop shooting?
I didn't get that sense. I didn't get that sense in the slightest. I just ran out of time. It wasn't just that we ran out of time, we ran out of time and there was utter exhaustion. So I remember on like the last day, we were supposed to be filming one more idea that I had, and everyone was so tired that I looked at the team and the actors, and they were like, it was like zombies. It was like The Walking Dead. They were sort of following me in a daze. And I just thought, let's just go home. Like, enough of this. And then we started editing, and it took a few months to sort of let go of different pieces that weren't working, and, you know, finding a thread that went through the film. And that was really, the editor of the film sort of did that because I was busy playing Angry Birds, and he was just doing that while I was trying to reach, I was number 30,000 in the whole world at the time, because I just wanted, But he was amazing, and he sort of sculpted something out of this mess, and then I was able to come in and work it further.
And how important did you feel the comedian aspect was to the character?
It was really important. I mean, that was one of the elements in the film that really changed, because because we were filming it in a certain way, and so we were putting Ed's stand-up in front of a live audience that was responding authentically. And so I didn't know how they were going to respond to what he was doing. And there's a scene in the film where he bombs really, really badly, and I didn't know that that was going to happen. But it affected the character's story, it affected the actor very deeply in his relationship to this stand-up that he was creating. And so the whole film started shifting and became about something that was always there, but it kind of shifted because it became about what is it like to fail at something, which is a really unpleasant topic to deal with. I don't think any of us like to talk about that. So it became a really interesting and quite painful dissection of what it's like to feel disappointed in yourself and in your own life. And I think that's really, really painful, and I think I'm quite proud that there is a depiction of that kind of feeling, because so many of us feel it, but we don't talk about it very often because it's very embarrassing.
Yeah, and it's what makes the film feel so honest, I thought, as well. Lastly, I just wanted to ask what you had planned next, if you wanted to make more films in this style, or if there were any other genres you were interested in making, like sci-fi maybe, or anything that you're kind of interested in for the future.
I think I don't want to become that guy, the improv guy. I don't know if that's something that I'm particularly interested in. So I think I'll probably try and do something else, but hopefully retain some of the. Sorry, this is going to be really pompous, but I read this quote by Matisse recently, where he said that all through the beginning of his painting career, he kept trying to change. He would copy one person and copy another, and then he would try and change and change and change. And then he would always get annoyed because something would always stay the same. And he wanted to get rid of that thing. He would go, no, I want to be different now. And there would be reappear and reappear. And then eventually you realized that that thing that stayed was him, that was his artistic personality. But he had to try and eliminate it in order to find it. So maybe that's what I'll try and do.
Well, good luck with everything in the future. And thank you very much.
My pleasure.